live in a salute. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and joining me virtually is David Eichner with ICAN Software Solutions. David, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
And let's get into your company.
Sure, sounds great. I actually was an Air Force brat growing up. My dad was Air Force, and we moved around a lot, as you can imagine. And he ended up working for the federal government out of Seattle eventually after he got out of the service. And so I grew up in the Pacific Northwest mostly after he got out, and went through, ended up going into the military myself. I received a Marine Corps scholarship, which eventually I turned into a Navy scholarship. And thought I was going to be Top Gun. I thought I was going to be flying jets like Tom Cruise.
What year was that?
That was right before the Top Gun movie came out.
Oh,
I was, 6, I want to say.
Yeah, 86 is when the movie came out. So talk about a movie that made Navy recruiting easy. Yeah,
it was right before that came out, and so I was a little depressed, right, because I had just found out I wasn't going to be a pilot. I was so sure I was going to be. My midshipman cruise, I was on the Nimitz. I actually got a flight backseat hop in EA-6B off the carrier and landed back on the carrier again, which is a memory I'll have the rest of my life. It was just an amazing, amazing thing. But I ended up doing my service time on a submarine, believe it or not. I'm one of the few people who made it through the nuclear engineering program with a business major. And it taught me how to learn new things, which in technology, which was the industry I kind of moved into, it was invaluable skill to have, to be able to learn incredibly vast amounts of new information quickly. And so I'll always be grateful to that experience. My hat is off to those people that can make a career out of being on a submarine. I was on a ballistic missile submarine, and I tell you, 3 months at a time underwater was pretty stressful for me. And I realized I didn't want to do that the rest of my life. So I decided to get out. I moved back home to the Seattle area where my family was from. And at the time in 91, there wasn't a lot of jobs open. It was kind of a depressed time frame for Seattle. And I ended up finding a job as a payroll person, believe it or not. The controller of the company had a brother who had gone through the nuclear power program. He said, if you can do that with a business major, he says, you'll be bored here in a month, but I'll find things for you to do. So he was right. And I ended up helping them with what's called an RFP, a request or requirements for proposal or something of that nature.
Request for proposal.
And I went through our entire construction company. It was a power plant construction company that helped them identify the requirements for the new system that they needed, and then kind of coordinated the demos and interviews with the vendors that were trying to sell the software at the time. And I really got hooked into business software applications. Realized that I didn't want to do payroll all my life. So I ended up at night going back and getting an accounting degree and took the CPA exam and worked for a CPA firm eventually for a few years doing technology consulting. And after Arthur Andersen kind of blew up, that CPA firm didn't want to be involved in technology consulting anymore. So they asked me to spin off all of their tech clients to a new company, which I founded in 1999. ICAN Software Solutions is kind of a play on words. Eichner, ICAN. It was also a positive affirmation of I can do this, or I can help you with software. So having that blend of engineering and accounting and technology, and eventually I was doing programming around that, the accounting and business software solutions that we supported. And back then it was Microsoft Dynamics. Now it's focused around a product called Acumatica. And Acumatica is about 10 years more modern than NetSuite as a cloud business software solution. It's a phenomenal product. It allows you to customize it in .NET, which is the language that it's written in. And because it's a web application, it's just more intuitive for people to use. So I latched onto that product. We've been converting all of our Microsoft Dynamics clients over to Acumatica. And we help people find that right combination of software solutions for their company. So whether it's a small company that can only afford QuickBooks and maybe a web payroll like Gusto, or if you're a bigger company and you need ADP, we're an ADP partner as well as a Gusto partner. We are an Acumatica partner as well as a Microsoft Dynamics partner. So we look at all the different solutions that are out there and we find that right fit that has all the features you need, but at the price point that you can afford.
That's awesome.
And that changes over your life cycle. So
that's great. So you can upscale, if they grow, you grow with them. And it sounds obviously that you guys have evolved. Congratulations on being around for so long. That's for a company, that's a long time to be around. So that's huge. So ICAN software, obviously we just talked about evolution. So what does the future look like?
Well, the future is my children, actually. We were talking earlier about our children, and my children have now joined my company. So my daughter runs the administrative side of the house as the
Excellent.
CEO. I call myself the chief promotional officer now. We sell a lot of products that we develop internally as well that are complementary products to the business software solutions we sell.
Yeah.
So, and my son joined the company this year as a developer in training. I've actually also hired friends of my daughter that I met along the way, some of whom they brought over for Thanksgiving dinner, 10 years ago. And I was talking with one of them. He said he was a computer science major and he was going to graduate that year. And I said, by any chance, did you have any accounting while you were in college? He goes, oh yeah, I had a year of accounting. I was like, would you like a job?
Excellent. He's already been vetted.
Yeah, he was. Well, and you get to meet him in a non-work environment and you get to see the personality, right?
Yeah.
So he was just a gentle, kind, friendly personality, but yet he was sharp, razor sharp when I talked with him about tech. And the fact that he also had the understanding of accounting, debits and credits in the business world is just, it's so important to not just be a one-trick pony these days, right?
Absolutely.
Myself, I've done consulting and implementations and migrations of accounting systems and payroll systems over the years, but I also can talk with the manufacturing shop floor guys, right?
Yeah.
Or the warehouse management guys. Because I've been doing this for 30 years, right? And it is that unique combination that gets you into the right software for the right price.
Yes, sir. And it sounds like you have clients that you're nationwide because you're in a space where you can service them. That's excellent.
We love Zoom, right? Zoom and technologies like this, right? Not only can we see each other, but we can control each other's computer if necessary.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
Really means you don't have to travel anywhere anymore.
Well, it's funny because when we were speaking earlier off camera, when I got out of the Marines, worked for General Electric. That I do see that tension right now. Talking to a number of my peers and then doing some work here with in the business space in Northeast Florida. That tension of when you get people back in the office. When you start talking about, all the overhead, the infrastructure, all the other stuff, and then, letting your bias drive a decision that doesn't make any sense. And in some cases, depending on what you do, if you are making something or you need tight collaboration with the team, then obviously you need to do that stuff. But it's great to see the space you're in. For folks that are in service or a veteran that are thinking about creating their own company, what's your one or two bits of advice that you would pass on to them as they consider creating their own company like you have?
Well, for veterans, and I'll make this quick plug. It's not so much a plug. It's I joined Bunker Labs earlier this year to help veterans with becoming an entrepreneur. And one of the things I'm doing to pay it forward or give back is I'm giving free advice to veterans when they are thinking about growing a business, starting a business, expanding a business, whatever it is. I'm a free ear that has a lot of experience with self-startup, right? Bootstrap startup. I never took any debt on at all. So my company originally, when I started out, was a one-man shop. But you can use technology to automate a lot of your business processes, so you can actually operate really lean. And I would recommend that they find someone that's done this, either myself or somebody else, and reach out. And I am constantly offering, 30-minute calls, 15-minute calls, whatever it is, just to answer questions for veterans who are starting to think about this. No cost to my assistants in that regard. I want to pay this forward. I have a little bit more time on my hands now that my kids are starting to run the company themselves. And so I'm just saying, talk to other people who've successfully done it. Find those people that are willing to spend some time and be a mentor for you.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you very much, David. So where do folks find ICAN Software Solutions?
So ICAN Cloud Apps is our website, and you can shoot an email to me at david@icansoftware.com. That's ICAN software, like I can do software. And you'll find that the website's great because my daughter did it. He taught her, I was so proud. She taught herself WordPress and started doing the
great skill to have in the family.
No fear of technology in my children, so that's good.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, so what we're going to do is take your contact information. We'll put that in our show notes. We'll publish out here in the next day or so. Hey, number one, hey, thanks for your service to the nation. Number two, thanks for coming on the show and sharing all this great advice. It's funny, you're the third person I talked to in the last 48 hours that have mentioned Bunker Labs. So what a great resource that is, and your willingness to help our veteran community. I applaud you for that. So thank you.
Yeah, we got to stick up for each other, right? We got to help each other out in this world, and particularly veterans to veterans, right? We have that shared experience. Let's take care of each other.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great Veterans Day weekend, and look forward to staying in touch. So thank you. You too, Chris. Absolutely. Anytime, any topic, just reach out. I sure will. Hey, folks, if you like what you heard, please share us. Connect with us on LinkedIn. Look at ICAN Software Solutions. What an amazing dynasty. A lot of businesses don't make it past year 2, year 3, and here you got a decade business that's excelling in this space and quickly evolving in the area of tech, and can definitely, if you own a business, help you with your bottom line. So we'll see our next segment, Live with Gratitude.